and welcome back to my channel. I have a tag video for you guys today. So, okay, let's get into the video. So, I have questions on my iPad. Just to make it a lot easier because my iPhone is small and this one I can blow up and stuff. Okay, so this is me from the future. I have to answer this question. The question is... the first person I ever watched was Smosh, and Smosh, it was one of those like old videos like the Pokemon spoof, and I thought it was really funny. And it was when I had my old account, like I had one where you could like customize everything, like the layout and everything, and you could write script and you can write music, like script to put into music or whatever on your profile. And it was like back in like 06 or 07 era. So okay, back to the past. Bye guys. I ever subscribed to on this channel, it would have to be Graveyard Girl, but I don't remember who it was back, way back when I actually had my first channel, but I don't remember, sorry guys, but my first one on this channel was Graveyard Girl, and if you haven't already known, she inspired me indirectly, obviously. I don't really know her, I don't know her personally or anything, but she inspired me to make my own YouTube videos, so. I do not still talk to my first love. My first love was my first real boyfriend, so yeah. Kiss, there's a story behind this. My first kiss was at my 14th birthday party, and it was with an 18-year-old because, you know, my one friend, that was her boyfriend. She was like 16 at the time, I think. But, you know, he had a little crush on me, so my friend dared him to kiss me, and it was during Truth or Dare, and then he kissed me, and there's a whole, like, he's just really weird now. Honestly, I thought it was weird. My friend would let me, like, kiss him and stuff when she was there. I don't know why. She was just crazy. I don't know. I wouldn't be okay with that if that were my guy, but whatever. Drink was beer. I forget what kind it was. Now I have my preferences and I know what to go for, but at the time I didn't know what was good. My dad's just like, here, try this. You're gonna go away to college soon. Why don't you just get a taste for it? It was the worst type of beer that I could have ever drank. It was so nasty. I don't have a car. I wish I did, but I have a dream car. My dream car is a newer VW Bug, but it would be a silver body with a black top, so it would be convertible with car lashes. Don't hate, you think they're cute, and I know they're cute, and you think they're cute too. Okay? Okay. There's another story behind this. I was a mother's helper for my next door neighbor, and I was maybe like 12 or something, and I had just gotten out of surgery, and I had glasses on, like, you know, regular glasses, and the 3-year-old that I was watching opened something, and it slammed into my eye, my eye that I just got surgery on, and if I didn't have glasses, it would have hit it, and it would cause so much pain. I'm so happy that I had glasses on, but it was just like the worst experience of my life. And the kids would not, like, they would not listen to me at all. So I would have to bother their dad, who was, like, on a business call, who I was watching their kids for, so that he could go on a business call. And it was terrible. It was the worst experience of my life. But I don't babysit for them anymore. I used to babysit for them a lot when I was, like, younger, but not anymore. Okay. I had guppies, like little fishies, in a huge fish tank. So it was really weird, actually. the mom, I had two guppies, a mommy and a daddy. But we all know what happens when they get together. No. What happened was the mom was already pregnant. So she had given birth like an hour or two after we had taken that, or we had put them in my tank. It was just so cool because all you gotta see is these little tiny fish swimming around, and you gotta see them grow up. And it was the coolest experience of my life, and I thought it was really cool. And yeah, I've had guppies, I've had other fish, I've had lizards, I've had turtles, box turtles, little like red-eared sliders that were babies. I named them Crush and Squirt, and my lizard was Kia. She was a green anole, and she was very cute, and she laid a clutch of eggs, and one of them hatched, and I forget the hatchling's name. Off the top of my head, I forget. But I named them, and then they passed away. The turtles passed away. One passed from like pink eye infection or something. I had to bury them, and it was very sad, and I loved Crush and Squirt. My first actual like fluffy pet, you guys may have met him. He's my cat. His name is Tuffy, and I'd gotten him when I was 5. So he's like 18 years old. He's a sweetie. But yeah, I'll put a card up there, or I'll link it in the description so you can see him. He's a very pretty cat. My first celebrity crush had to be Aaron Carter. Something about him, I think it was his like flippy hair, and he was blonde, and he was skinny, and he was really cute, and he was the Justin Bieber of the 90s. If you know this, and you hear this, and you agree with, Aaron Carter was the Justin Bieber of the 90s, thumbs this up, because it's true. I'm a goof. I am so sorry. I'm so silly. But, yeah, he was the Justin Bieber of the 90s. My first real boyfriend was my first love. He treated me very well. We were together for 1 year and 8 months. He was just very sweet, very kind, very respectful, loved all my family, I loved all his family loved me, my family loved him, and it was just like, it was a fantasy. Like, it wasn't fantasy because, we ended on mutual terms, but it was still a very good, like, experience for me because he was also legally blind, and I just, he was a sweetheart. And he was also kind of cute, I guess. I had texted my boyfriend this morning. I couldn't tell you the text, but all I can say is that I texted him this morning. My first grade teacher was my second cousin, which was very cool because I got to see her outside of school. So, like, I think, like, once I'd seen her, like, a few years after, like, maybe in, like, 6th or 7th grade, I had seen her in the mall, and her son was so precious. He was, like, 4 or 5 at the time. I remember when he was born, and I remember, like, she was going about, like, different names and stuff, and she brought him into school, and we all got to meet him, and it was an experience, but, it was so cool because it was someone that I never had thought that she was my second cousin until later on, until, like, oh, this is your dad's cousin, and she's also your second cousin. Like, it was really cool to find out. First sleepover it was with my friend Sarah, my best friend Sarah at the time. I think it was in 1st grade. It was at her house, and I remember thinking, I have the worst memory ever. I think, like, a few sleepovers after that, I realized, oh my god, she has dolls in her room. you know, the American Girl dolls. They look very realistic. And I think it was around Halloween, so it was around this time of year that I had my first sleepover. Or like a few sleepovers, I don't remember, but this is one of the sleepovers. And I looked up, and the doll, like, I swear, I thought it was like staring at me or something. I was freaked out. I think that's why I'm afraid of porcelain dolls. I think so. Yeah, it kind of creeped me out. Okay, now I understand that origin of the story. Okay. Thank you, YouTube. What I did this morning was I woke up and then I texted my boyfriend and then I literally just fell back asleep until 2 in the afternoon. I don't know what's with me. I sleep until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon now. I don't know. And I go to bed at like 4 in the morning. It's the worst habit of my, it's horrible. It's like the worst habit that you could ever have is like go to sleep late and then wake up late as well, because then you're like sleeping through that the entire day, and like where does your day go? Concert. It was, no, my first and only concert was an Aaron Carter concert. It was for my 9th birthday. No, it was for my 8th birthday, sorry. And I remember because we had these little finger puppets where my aunt came in. I think we had like a thing where like there was like a person a month or a person a week or whatever who came in on Friday and who like read us a story and who just like did arts and crafts with us. And I think it was my aunt's turn. And by the way, she was in elementary school. No. Yeah, she was an elementary school teacher. But anyway, that's besides the point. She knew what to do with us. So she read us a book, and I remember these little finger puppets that we had. They were carrots. So we had them. I remember we were going out like right after school to Philly. So like her dad, my one friend who took me to this concert, her dad picked us up, and we were we went to Philly. And that concert was so cool, even though we were in the nosebleed section. But it was probably the coolest thing ever, because we were like, oh my god, Aaron saw us, Aaron's looking at us. It was so fun. That's all I remember. Hands down, it was the best birthday present I could have ever received. First broken bone. It was my collarbone, and there's a little divot right here of it still. But there's a story, obviously. So when I was in 2nd grade, my brother was doing like a horsey back ride or whatever, and he said, sit on my back, and I thought he said stand on my back. So I stood on his back, stupidly, and I fell off. And I hit my collarbone. I went up to my room like a champ because the adrenaline it was pumping through my blood, pumping through my veins. I can't speak, blah. And then the next morning, it was the worst pain ever. Like, my dad was trying to coax me out of bed. I could not move. It hurt to even talk or breathe or move a flinch or anything like that. It really hurt. It was the worst pain ever. I've never experienced pain like that ever. Well, maybe in my eyes when I got surgery, but nothing compares to a broken bone. It hurts so bad. Seeing Babe in the theater, and I was like maybe 2, almost 3. And I remember running around the theater like a nutcase. You know, those little kids who run around the movie theater like they don't care. They just run and make noise. Yeah, that was me when I was like 2 years old. And I don't think my mom really cared. She was just sleeping. I don't even know who I went to go see it with. I think it was just like me and a few friends. I don't remember. But that's all I remember is just running around the movie theater like a crazy person. If you consider dance and gymnastics and cheerleading sports, then I've been involved in 3. I've been involved with ballet and tap since I was 4, but I don't really do them anymore. I don't do them at all. I used to do modern, and no, I didn't do modern. I used to do jazz like a few years back, but I don't do that anymore. The reason why I don't do dance, or I used to do dance and like when I was 4 and 5 and don't do it anymore, is because there was a recital and I didn't want to be a part of it, so I quit. And then gymnastics started up when I was in 1st grade, so did cheerleading. So if you consider those sports, then yeah, I've been a part of sports forever. But yeah, not anymore. I don't do gymnastics. I do some gymnastics, not like crazy gymnastics. I can do like a backhand, or not a backhand spring. I can do a one-handed round off. I can do a handstand, a split. I can do a whole bunch of stuff, but I won't do them now. I will do them in another video, I promise. Thumbs this up if you want to see those things, please. Okay. Remember my first tweet. If you want to go see my first tweet, I can add it. I have at the end of the video, I have a thing where you can subscribe, or you can like go to my different social media stuff. I'll have that there so that you can look me up on Twitter. So you can literally check it out if you are that enthusiastic or that like nosy, I want to say. I honestly don't remember my first tweet, to be honest. Facebook profile. There's a story behind this. I will post it here. But there's a story, like I said. I had thought that Facebook was like MySpace or like Twitter or something, where you came up with your own username and it wasn't like a place where people could find you and connect with you and stuff like that. I thought it was just like, oh, okay, people are just gonna like see me and see my statuses and stuff like that and not really care, which happens, but you know, I didn't really think of it much, and I had friends tell me, if you don't change your name and your picture, I will not be friends with you on Facebook, so I changed it to this. Piercing had to have been this first little hole right here, the first one. And then I got my belly pierced when I was 18, so I waited from like, I think, second or third grade until I was 18. So maybe like 7 or 8 to 18. I've always wanted my belly pierced ever since my sister got hers at 16, and me and her have an 8-year age. The end of the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and thumbs this up if you really like these types of videos. I like doing them. They're really fun, and you guys get to know me better and stuff like that. Okay, I love you guys. Do something magical and stay beautiful and positive. Okay? Bye.